Hi everybody, it's Klairee Berry here, and I just want to talk for a second about believing and achieving. We often hear about, believing and achieving together and cute little phrases that rhyme. When we're talking about, the law of attraction and, things that seem sort of out there to a lot of people, maybe metaphysical or supernatural or, just not common sense, right? So, really believing and achieving isn't all that out there. It's not all that wild. It's not all that impractical. In fact, it's really, really concrete. So, just you take somebody who wins the lottery, they win the lottery, they were never expecting, to really win the lottery. Perhaps they were hoping, but there's a lot of excitement, a lot of, endorphins, I'm sure, and what did they do most of the time? They ended up bankrupt within a few years. Common knowledge, right? So, physically, realistically, in this plane, in this day and age, this is what is happening. People don't believe they're millionaires. They say, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I won the lottery. So, yeah, and they don't. That's what they tell themselves. What you have on the inside is going to match on the outside, or else you're crazy. I've been saying this for years. But this is reality, folks. You get to make it what you want. So you have to believe you can do it, not only so you can get to this frequency that will attract it, not only so you can have pleasant thoughts in your mind that will create more pleasant things for you in your life, not only so that, you have pleasant thoughts, feelings, and actions. One of the most practical ways to look at this is to look at how it affects your everyday life. If you're trying to be a successful business person, and you go around telling yourself, a mantra, I'm going to be rich, I'm rich, and that's what you really want, but you're not acting in any way to get there. You're not studying business. You're not, doing anything, self-improvement, going out and following leads. You're essentially crazy because you believe one thing, or you're trying to say you do, poser, or you're crazy, or both, so physically you have to believe that you can do it, or else you're not going to even take those first steps. That's part of the way I think God works through us, is by giving us that freedom to do what we want to do. That's why we have to allow sin in this world, suffering in this world, because free will. God is not going to be a parent to tell us, you must love me. You can't do that as a parent, It's an analogy, obviously. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. Got me rambling here. You have to believe it. You have to believe that you can do it. You have to believe so you'll take the risks. If you don't believe, and it's not just, I always heard, it was like a table, like a four-pronged table. You had to not only believe in yourself, but you have to believe in your, product and your company and your industry. So, as with all things, I think you find when you're on track, everything matches up. When you are having the right feelings about religion, they will coincide with what you know about science, and vice versa. If somebody's telling you something that doesn't resonate with you on a deeper level, just don't even bother with it. And that's not to say you may not revisit it as a later time. You can thank people for their ideas and their time, their wisdom, and you can even say, you know, look, I will get, you know, back to you when I have time. I'm a little bit busy researching these things, you know, right now, or, you know, whatever you want to say, obviously. You're your own being, and, you know, you should only follow through on things that really speak to you. And you should really take the time to sit down and really listen to yourself. I think in this culture we're so inundated with what we should be. You know, you have to be hip, you have to be cool, you have to be a musician, you have to be this, you know, or else you're just not cool, you know. And you really have to shut out all that noise. Like, shut out the media, shut out mainstream media as much as you possibly can. Never watch the news, like real TV. I mean, unless you can possibly help it, you know, because you need to really go someplace quiet into the woods and, you know, and get good inspiration and read books and, you know, watch YouTube. I mean, you know, you can make a good thing into a bad thing, a bad thing into a good thing wherever you go. So, you know, don't rely on anything in particular. Life and your diet should all be a variety. You know, if you get too, you know, don't let yourself be stagnant, and that includes with your body or your mind, and really they're all interconnected. So if you keep your mind going, you know, you're probably going to be keeping your body going. And if, you know, you should anyways, you need to, especially your body. I mean, if you just even are getting up and taking a walk, you know, like you would walk the dog, you know, well, if you don't have a dog, just make sure and walk yourself. You know, I think a lot of times we treat other people, and even sometimes we treat our animals better than we treat ourselves. Sometimes we honestly feed our animals better than we feed ourselves, because we're feeding them on a ratio that's good for them, that's been studied and proven. And what do we do with ourselves and our own children? We feed them crap, fast food, chocolate, whatever's handy. Well, they say dairy is good for us and they need it, so let's give it to them. All of the above, plus not to mention inject them full of vaccinations and cut their little winkies off. I think it's a little late for me to be making videos, so I should probably hit the sack. According to my new lifestyle, I'm supposed to get a lot of rest, and I can feel that it's good for me, so I want to do it. So expect me to be not so much of a night owl in the near future. And don't forget, fruit faces, eat your fruit.